The desert night was alive with stars. A young Ismael Sharif gazed upwards, his heart filled with longing. Born in a small village nestled amidst the dunes, Ismael was different. He dreamt of distant lands, of adventures beyond the horizon. While other boys his age chased goats, Ismael chased stories. He devoured tales told by weary travelers, his imagination painting vivid pictures. Each story was a seed planted in his soul, fueling a desire to experience the world beyond his village. He yearned to breathe the air of unknown cities, to feel the spray of the sea on his face. Ismael believed in the power of dreams. He clung to the words of his grandfather, "Never let the fear of the unknown keep you from answering the call of your heart." It was this belief that would guide him through the trials and triumphs that lay ahead. Ismael's spirit, though young, held the strength of the desert winds. He was determined to write his own story, one filled with adventure, courage, and the pursuit of a dream. The years passed, and Ismael grew into a young man. His heart still yearned for the unknown. He felt the familiar pull of his dreams, stronger now than ever before. One day, a weathered traveler arrived in his village. He spoke of Marrakesh, a city of vibrant colors, bustling markets, and endless possibilities. This was the sign Ismael had been waiting for. He knew he had to go. He packed a small bag with a few belongings, his grandfather's words echoing in his ears. Leaving behind the familiar comfort of his village, Ismael set out on his journey. He traveled for weeks, crossing vast stretches of desert under the scorching sun. He faced sandstorms that threatened to swallow him whole, nights so cold they pierced his bones. Yet he never lost sight of his goal. Marrakesh, the city of his dreams, beckoned him forward. He knew in his heart that this was just the beginning of his journey, a stepping stone to the adventures that awaited him. Upon arriving in Marrakesh, Ismael was overwhelmed by the sights, sounds, and smells that enveloped him. The city was a whirlwind of activity, a tapestry woven with 1,000 different threads. He spent his days exploring the labyrinthine alleys of the souks, marveling at the intricate crafts and exotic spices. He listened to storytellers weave tales of ancient magic and daring feats. He met merchants from distant lands, their faces etched with the wisdom of their travels. In Marrakesh, Ismael was no longer a boy from a small village. He was a citizen of the world, his mind expanding with each passing day. He learned the art of bargaining, the value of patience, and the importance of respecting different cultures. He discovered a hidden talent for languages, his tongue mastering new words with ease. Most importantly, he learned that the world was a book, and those who didn't travel only read one page. One evening, in a dimly lit tea house, Ismael met a man named Dupont. A Frenchman with piercing blue eyes and an air of quiet confidence, Dupont was a cartographer, his life dedicated to mapping the unknown. He was captivated by Ismael's stories of the desert and his thirst for adventure. Dupont shared his own dream, to find a legendary island, rumored to hold untold treasures. He believed that Ismael, with his knowledge of the desert and his unwavering spirit, was the key to unlocking this mystery. A pact was made that night, fueled by mint tea and shared dreams. Ismael, drawn to the allure of adventure and the promise of riches, agreed to help Dupont find the island. They pored over ancient maps, deciphering cryptic symbols in faded ink. They gathered supplies, their excitement growing with each passing day. Little did Ismael know that this partnership would test his courage and challenge everything he thought he knew about himself and the true meaning of treasure. Section 5. Alexandria, City of Shadows and Secrets. Their quest led them to Alexandria, a bustling port city on the edge of the Mediterranean. The air was thick with the scent of salt and spices, the streets a maze of hidden courtyards and bustling bazaars. Ismael felt a knot of unease tighten in his chest. The city held an undercurrent of danger, a sense that something was amiss. Dupont, consumed by his obsession with the island, dismissed Ismael's concerns. He believed that the map held the key to navigating the city's treacherous underbelly. Their search for information led them deeper into the city's dark heart. They encountered shady informants, their words laced with deceit, and narrowly escaped a confrontation with a group of rough-looking sailors. Ismael's instinct screamed at him to turn back, but he had given his word to Dupont. He would see their quest through, no matter the cost. He vowed to be vigilant, his hand never straying far from the dagger hidden beneath his robe. Section 6. Escape from the Depths. Their pursuit of the island led them to the city's bustling port, a hive of activity where the scent of salt and the sound of seagulls filled the air. They secured passage on a weathered cargo ship, its captain a man with eyes as cold and deep as the ocean itself, a veteran of countless voyages. The voyage was fraught with danger, the sea showing no mercy to those who dared to cross it. A ferocious storm threatened to break the ship apart, tossing it like a toy in the raging waves, the crew struggling to keep the vessel afloat. Ismael, using his desert survival skills, proved invaluable in helping the crew weather the storm. His quick thinking and resilience were a beacon of hope amidst the chaos. He secured ropes, bailed water, and kept spirits high with tales of his adventures, his voice a steadying force in the turmoil. DuPont, however, remained fixated on the map, his obsession growing with each passing day, his eyes tracing the lines and symbols with feverish intensity. He barely acknowledged Ismael's efforts, his mind consumed by the promise of treasure, the allure of untold riches blinding him to the present dangers. As they neared the island, Ismael noticed a change in DuPont. The man who once shared his dreams now seemed distant and consumed by greed. His eyes, once filled with the joy of discovery, now gleamed with a greedy light, a hunger that seemed to grow with each passing moment. He spoke little, his words clipped and impatient, a stark contrast to the man Ismael had first met. Ismael began to doubt the man he had trusted, a seed of suspicion taking root in his heart, growing with each passing day. The closer they came to their destination, the further apart they drifted, their once shared dream becoming a source of division, a chasm that seemed impossible to bridge. Section 7, Land Ahoy, the Island of Hope and Despair. After weeks at sea, the island finally emerged from the mist, a jagged silhouette against the horizon. The crew, weary from their long voyage, felt a surge of hope and anticipation. It was a place of stark beauty with lush vegetation clinging to towering cliffs. The vibrant greens contrasted sharply with the deep blues of the surrounding ocean, and pristine beaches kissed by turquoise waters. The untouched landscape seemed to promise both adventure and tranquility. As they stepped ashore, Ismael felt a sense of awe and trepidation wash over him. The island was both inviting and intimidating, a paradox of nature. The island held both promise and danger in equal measure. Every step forward was a step into the unknown. DuPont, his eyes ablaze with excitement, wasted no time in consulting his map. He was driven by an insatiable hunger for discovery. He dragged Ismael through dense jungles, his pace relentless. The thick canopy above them filtered the sunlight, casting eerie shadows on their path. They encountered strange and wondrous creatures, their calls echoing through the dense foliage. Each sound was a reminder of the island's untamed wilderness. Yet, amidst the beauty, Ismael couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. The sensation of unseen eyes followed them everywhere. He noticed DuPont becoming increasingly erratic, his obsession with the treasure bordering on madness. The island seemed to amplify his deepest desires and fears. He muttered to himself, his words laced with greed and paranoia. The treasure had become an all-consuming fixation. Ismael realized that the island, far from being a paradise, was a test, a crucible in which their true natures were being revealed. It was a place where the line between hope and despair blurred. He knew he had to be wary, for the greatest danger might not come from the island itself, but from the man by his side. Trust was a fragile thing in such a place. Section 8. The True Treasure. Their quest culminated in a hidden cave, its entrance concealed by a curtain of cascading waterfalls. The sound of the water crashing down masked the secrets that lay within. Inside, the air was heavy with the scent of damp earth and something else, gold. The walls seemed to whisper tales of ancient times, echoing the footsteps of those who had come before. Piles of it shimmered under the faint light, illuminating the cavern with an ethereal glow. The treasure seemed almost otherworldly, casting a spell on all who beheld it. DuPont, his eyes wide with avarice, rushed towards the treasure, his hands trembling with anticipation. The allure of the gold was too powerful for him to resist. Ismael, however, remained at the entrance, a strange calm washing over him. He felt a sense of clarity that he had never experienced before. He had faced storms at sea, navigated treacherous cities, and stared death in the face. Each challenge had shaped him, molding his character and fortifying his spirit. Yet, nothing had prepared him for this. The sight of the treasure was both mesmerizing and disheartening. The sight of the gold, far from filling him with joy, filled him with a profound sense of emptiness. It was as if the treasure had drained the very essence of what he had been seeking. He realized that the true treasure was not the gold itself, but the journey he had undertaken, the lessons he had learned, and the man he had become. The experiences and memories were far more valuable than any pile of gold. He looked at DuPont, his face contorted with greed, and felt a pang of pity. The man who had once been his friend was now a prisoner of his own desires. The man who had once been his companion was now a stranger, consumed by his own desires. The bond they had shared was now a distant memory. In that moment, Ismael made a choice. He would not let the gold define him or dictate his actions. He would not succumb to the same fate. With a resolute heart, he turned away from the treasure, choosing a path of wisdom and self-discovery. Section 9. Homecoming, a changed man. Ismael left the island, leaving DuPont and his obsession behind. He journeyed back across the vast ocean, his heart filled not with regret but with a newfound sense of peace. He returned to his village a changed man. The boy who had left in pursuit of adventure had returned a man tempered by experience and wisdom. He shared his stories, not of riches and treasures, but of the importance of following one's dreams, the value of friendship, and the transformative power of journey. He became a mentor to the village children, igniting in them the same spark of adventure that had burned so brightly within him. He never forgot the lessons he had learned on his journey. He realized that true wealth lay not in material possessions, but in the richness of experience, the strength of character, and the love of one's fellow human beings. He lived out his days surrounded by loved ones, his heart content with the knowledge that he had stayed true to himself and the dreams that had set him on his path. Section 10. A legacy etched in time. Ismael's story became a beacon of hope and inspiration for generations to come. He showed that it was not the destination, but the journey that truly mattered. He taught that true wealth was not measured in gold, but in the wisdom gained, the challenges overcome, and the impact one has on the lives of others. His tale serves as a timeless reminder that within each of us lies the potential for greatness. All it takes is the courage to dream, the will to persevere, and the wisdom to recognize the true treasures that life has to offer. So go forth and embrace the unknown, for it is in the pursuit of your dreams that you will discover the true meaning of life's adventure. Let Ismael's story be your guide, his spirit your companion, as you navigate the twists and turns of your own unique path. The world awaits those who dare to dream. What will your story be?